Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning for Vinyasa Yoga. Vinyasa Yoga is Hatha Yoga, but the poses are more linked together in a specific way. And so we tend to flow from pose to pose. Sometimes it can be more vigorous than my other classes, so if you find that there are some poses that maybe aren't the best for you, you can just skip it or modify. I do have my blocks and a strap this morning, so if you have those things, go ahead and grab them. If you don't have them, it's okay. We can always modify when someone's using a block and someone else doesn't have one, we can always modify. But if you have those yoga props nearby, go ahead and grab those. And then we will get started. We'll start today by finding a comfortable seat on the mat. Be sure to pull the flesh away from those sit bones so that you're starting with a nice stable foundation. Bring the navel in towards the spine and allow the crown of the head to reach towards the sky. Shoulder blades come together and down your back, and you can place the hands on the thighs, palms down today, and close your eyes. And just become aware of your breath. And provided that your nose isn't stuffy, allow that air to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. With each inhale, allow that spine to grow tall. And then as you exhale, you'll keep the length in the spine, but just begin to allow your body to soften, releasing any tension that you're holding on to. Your inhale and exhale are equal. And as you sit and breathe, I'm going to read to you today about conscious breathing. According to the Buddha's teachings, maintaining awareness of our breathing is a means of awakening to the true nature of all things and arriving at spiritual liberation. In Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Peace is Every Step, he writes about conscious breathing. There are a number of breathing techniques you can use to make life vivid and more enjoyable. The first exercise is very simple. As you breathe in, you say to yourself, "Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in." And as you breathe out, say to yourself, "Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out." Just that. You recognize your in-breath as an in-breath and your out-breath as an out-breath. You don't even need to recite the whole sentence. You can use just 2 words, in and out. This technique can help you keep your mind on your breath. As you practice, your breath will become peaceful and gentle, and your mind and body will also become peaceful and gentle. This is not a difficult exercise. In just a few minutes, you can realize the fruit of meditation. Breathing in and out is very important, and it is enjoyable. Our breathing is the link between our body and our mind. Sometimes our mind is thinking of one thing and our body is doing another, and the mind and body are not unified. By concentrating on our breathing, in and out, we bring body and mind back together and become whole again. Conscious breathing is an important bridge. To me, breathing is a joy that I cannot miss. Every day I practice conscious breathing, and in my small meditation room, I have written this sentence: "Breathe, you are alive." Just breathing and smiling can make us very happy, Because when we breathe consciously, we recover ourselves completely and encounter life in the present moment. So we will be practicing conscious breathing throughout our practice today. So in addition to maintaining that balanced breath, inhale and exhale being equal, I'll also remind you throughout class that you can say to yourself, breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Or in, out. In, out. Let's bring the hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra prayer position. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the 3rd exhale, share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. And for the 3rd time together, inhale. Om. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes, looking forward. We're going to start this morning in child's pose. So you can just come to all 4s, hands and knees, and then shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, and rest in child's pose. So we will maintain the balanced breath, practicing our conscious breathing. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to walk your hands out to the left as you bow out your right ribs. Begin to walk the hands center, and on the next exhale, walk the hands out to the right, bowing out the left ribs. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Bring those hands back to center. On your next inhale, come up all 4s, hands and knees. And then as you exhale, shift back to child's pose. So you're moving with your breath here at your own pace. Inhale up. Exhale back. The next time you bring yourself to all 4s, you can pause there. As you inhale, the right arm sweeps out parallel to the mat, thumb points to the sky, and the fingertips are reaching to the space in front of you. If it's okay for you, the left leg sweeps out parallel to the mat, and you're reaching through the heel. Bring the navel in towards your spine, gaze down at your mat, and breathe. In and out. Lower the right hand, lower the left knee. Take a moment to shift back to child's pose. And then as you inhale, come back up, all fours. On the next inhale, that left arm sweeps out parallel to the mat. If it's okay for you, the right leg sweeps out. So we're reaching through the heel, reaching through the fingertips, navel to the spine, gaze to the mat. Lower the left hand, lower the right knee. Shift back to child's pose. Bring yourself back up, all fours. From here, step the right foot forward between the hands. On the inhale, arms sweep up as those hips lower towards the mat. Lower the hands, one on either side of your right foot. Curl the toes under on the left foot. Extend through the heel as that knee floats up off of the mat. Here, you can either come up onto the fingertips, you could bring the hands to the top of the right knee, or you can extend the arms out, reaching for the sky. Focus on that breath. And then lower the left knee, lower the arms. Step your right knee back to meet the left. Coming back to all fours. Shift back to child's pose. And then as you inhale, come up, all fours. So just so you all know, I'm still dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue, my left shoulder. So you may see me modifying some poses today. So if I look like I'm doing something different than I'm saying, that's why. So we step that left foot forward. On the inhale, arms sweep up, hips lower towards the mat. Lower the hands, one on either side of the left foot. Curl the toes under on the right foot. Start to reach through the heel, the knee floats up off of the mat. So here, you can come up onto the fingertips, you could bring the hands to the top of that left knee, or extend the arms, reaching for the sky. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Lower that right knee, lower the hands, step the left knee back to meet the right. Take a moment to shift back to child's pose. On the inhale, come back up, all fours. Step that right foot forward between the hands. Take your right hand to the inside of the right foot. And here you can press your knee into the shoulder, shoulder into the knee to give yourself a little bit of stability. As you inhale, you'll begin to twist to the left, reaching the left arm up towards the sky. I'm going to place my hand on my hip. It just feels better for my shoulder today. Focus on your breath here. On the exhale, lower that left arm back down to the mat, and then begin to twist to the right as you reach the right arm towards the sky. Lower the right hand to the outside of that right foot. Step your right knee back to meet the left. Take a moment to shift back to child's pose. On the inhale, come back up, all fours. Step that left foot forward between the hands. Take the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Press the knee into the shoulder, shoulder into the knee. As you inhale, begin to twist to the right. That right arm reaches towards the sky. Lower the right arm back down towards the mat. Begin to twist to your left, reaching the left arm towards the sky. Lower that left hand, placing it to the outside of the left foot. Step that left knee back to meet the right. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. So from here, we're going to move into downward facing dog. So it's really important that our foundation be set wisely. So the hands are just shoulder width apart. They're slightly forward of the shoulders. Knees are hip width apart. They are slightly behind the hips. So what I see a lot of times is this, where the hands and the knees are so close together. So we want to give ourselves some space here. Curl the toes under. Start to shift your hips towards your heels. Knees lift just a little bit as you press back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to bend both knees and keep those knees bent for now. Shift the hips to the back of the room where the wall meets the ceiling. And notice you create all of this length in the spine. Then, without shifting forward, you can lower the heels towards the mat. It's fine if they don't touch. And breathe. Start to walk your feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Forward fold. Ideally, we'd like the hands to touch the floor here. If that's not going to happen, you can bend your knees, or you can even place a block under the hands to bring the floor closer to you. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Place your hands on your hips. Press down through the feet. Unhinge, coming up to Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll begin to move into Sun Salutation A, and we'll start slower and then work our way up to speed. So we start by standing in Tadasana. As you inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Fingertips come down to the ground. On the inhale, you're going to come up halfway. So just let the hands slide right up the shins. The back is parallel to the mat. Crown of the head is reaching to the space in front of you, and those feet are pressing into the floor. As you exhale, lower. Step your right foot back, followed by the left, coming to plank. And you can have your knees up or down. I'll lower mine for this first round. Hug the elbows in. Turn the inner elbow to face the space in front of you. Then begin to bend those elbows towards the space behind you as you slowly lower down. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Cobra pose. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. Curl the toes under. Shift back to downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Press down through the feet. The arms start to lift. Once they're in line with the ears, you can use the core, bring yourself all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, step back to plank. Knees can be up or down. You're hugging the elbows in. bending them and lowering down. I'm going to skip that part because of my shoulder. I'm going to put my knees down again. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back and rest. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So I'll be doing all of my chaturangas with my knees down today because of my shoulder, but remember that you can choose what's best for you. Start to walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through those feet. Arms start to lift. When they're in line with the ears, use the core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. So that was one round of Sun Salutation A. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. As you inhale, bring yourself up halfway. As you exhale, fold. Step that right foot back, followed by the left, coming to plank. Knees up or down. Slowly begin to lower. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to cobra pose. Curl the toes under, shift back. Downward facing dog. Step the feet forward. Uttanasana. Press down through those feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, step back to plank. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to cobra pose. Curl the toes under, shift back, and rest. You can take child's or down dog here, whatever feels restful to you. Start to walk those feet forward towards your hands, coming to Uttanasana. Press down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from those hips. As you inhale, come halfway up. As you exhale, fold. Step the feet back to plank. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl those toes under, shift back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Press down through those feet. Arms start to lift. Use the core. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, I know that I am breathing in. Exhale, I know that I am breathing out. In, out. Step back to plank. Whoops. Slowly lower down. Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl those toes under. Shift back and rest. So again, you can take down dog or child's pose here. If your breath has gotten away from you, you can come back to that. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. In, out. Walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through the feet. Arms start to lift. When they're in line with the ears, use that core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, bring yourself up halfway. As you exhale, fold. Step your feet back to plank. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step the feet forward, Uttanasana. Press down through the feet, arms start to lift. Once they're in line with the ears, use the core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Step those feet back to plank. Knees can be up or down. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising. Curl the toes under. Shift back, down dog or child's pose. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. In, out. Start to walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Press down through those feet. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. So we're standing in Tadasana, watching the breath flow in through the nose and out through the nose. Practicing our conscious breathing. One of the things that I like about conscious breathing is, we are in some very stressful and anxious times in our world. And when I practice conscious breathing and I'm so focused on breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. It's impossible to think about anything else. So if you're bombarded with news, this can give you a break. It can give your mind a break from all of that. So we come to Tadasana. As you inhale, arms sweep up. Grasp the left wrist with the right hand and let that left palm look to the sky. So here, we're going to root down through our feet. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to tip to the right. Breathing here. Slowly bring yourself up. We'll switch the grasp. So you'll grasp your right wrist with the left hand. Press down through those feet. Lengthen. Exhale. Tip to the left. Slowly bring yourself back up. As you exhale, lower the arms. Clasp the hands together behind you. Shoulder blades come together and down the back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward, reaching that fist towards the sky. Release the hands, placing them on the mat, and step back to downward facing dog. So it's kind of funny, I'm realizing I never face this way when I teach on camera, because when I started all of this, my right shoulder was my bad shoulder, and my shoulders are just messed up, and so it looks funny. But now my left shoulder is my bad shoulder, so I'm showing you my right side. I guess I'm balancing out, right? So from here, sweep that right leg out behind you. You're going to step that right foot forward between the hands, or just pick the foot up and move it. Root down through the sole of that left foot, toes point out slightly. On the inhale, arms sweep up as you rise, coming to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Focus on your breath here. Bring the arms out like a T, palms face the ground. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to twist to the left as you gaze out over the right fingertips for Warrior Two. I just have my hand on my hip to protect my shoulder here. Bend the right elbow, and as you exhale, tip to the right, bringing the forearm to the thigh. So the left hand can be on the hip, or you can extend it so that the bicep is in line with the ear. Press down through the feet. Bring yourself back up to Warrior Two. Now we're going to turn to come back to Warrior One. As you inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, hinge forward over that right leg. Relax the head and neck here. Come up on the ball of that left foot, and we're going to step back to plank. You can lower the knees if you'd like. Hug the elbows in. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back, down dog. Sweep that left leg out behind you. Step that left foot forward, or pick it up and move it. Root down through the sole of the right foot, toes point out slightly. As you inhale, arms sweep up, Warrior One. Bring those arms out like a T, palms face the ground. Take a breath in. As you exhale, begin to twist to the right as you gaze out over the left fingertips for Warrior Two. Begin to tip to your left, bringing the forearm to the thigh. The right hand can be on the hip, or you can extend the arm so that your bicep is in line with the ear for extended side angle pose. Press down through those feet. Use that right hand to bring yourself back up to Warrior Two. Turn to face the front, arms up overhead, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior One. As you inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, hinge forward over that left leg. Relax the head and neck. So I am noticing that most of the times when I make my left and right mistakes, it is when my mind has wandered and I'm not totally present, and it shows. But we keep practicing. Come up on the ball of that right foot, step back, down dog. So you can stay in down dog or flow through the vinyasa by floating forward to plank, hugging those elbows in, slowly lower. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl those toes under. Shift back, down dog. Start to bend the knees. You're going to go back down into child's pose, and then bring yourself up to all fours, hands and knees. Remember, we want to carefully place our Hands and knees where they should be. Knees are hip width apart, slightly behind the hips. Hands shoulder width apart, slightly forward of the shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to round the spine towards the sky. As you inhale, belly draws down, bottom of the head, reach towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, belly draws down. Continue moving with your breath between cat and cow. Come back to a neutral neck, neutral spine. On the inhale, that right arm sweeps out parallel to the mat. And if it's okay for you, the left leg sweeps out. Focus on the breath here in bird dog. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Bend the left knee and see if you can reach around to grasp the top of that foot with the right hand. Lift the left thigh away from the mat and then press the foot into the hand and breathe. Release the ankle, extend the leg and the arm nice and long. Lower them to the mat. Shift back to child's pose. Bring yourself up, all fours. Maintain that conscious breathing, the balanced breath, and on the next inhale, the left arm sweeps out parallel to the mat. Right leg sweeps out. Focus here, navel to spine. Bend the right knee and see if you can reach back with that left hand and grasp the ankle or the top of the foot. The right thigh moves away from the mat as you press the foot into the hand. And breathe. This actually feels really good on my shoulder. Extend the left arm and that right leg. Lower them to the mat. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. On the inhale, that left arm sweeps up towards the sky, and then as you exhale, it sweeps back down as you thread the needle through the right arm and right side body, bringing the left shoulder, left arm, and left side of the head to the mat. So it's really important to keep the weight out of the neck here. So if you're vulnerable in that area, you can keep your right hand where it is to give you a little extra support. Otherwise, you can reach the right arm to the sky. Lower the right hand, press the floor away, coming back to all fours, hands and knees. On the next inhale, the right arm sweeps up. As you exhale, it sweeps back down as you thread the needle through the left arm, left side body. The right side of the head, the right shoulder, and right arm are on the mat. Feel free to keep that left hand where it is, or you can sweep that left arm towards the sky. Lower the left hand, press the floor away, coming back to all fours, hands and knees. We're going to come to lay down on our backs. Once you get there, you can just hug those knees into the chest, coming to Apanasana. Feel free to rock side to side, giving yourself a little back massage. Keep those knees hugged in, but bring them out like a V. Take the arms between the legs and see if you can grasp the pinky toe sides of the feet. If not, you can hold on to the ankles or the calves. So you're going to guide the soles of the feet to look up towards the sky. So it kind of looks like you're doing a squat on the ceiling. And then rock from side to side. Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Take the peace fingers of both hands, grasp those big toes. Extend through the heels, making a nice big V with the legs. If you'd like, you can rock side to side here as well. Start to draw those legs together, arms come together, and then you're going to lower those legs down to the ground. Arms can lower up overhead. Take a nice full body stretch here. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the sky. We'll begin to transition into Shavasana. If there's anything that you need during this time to be comfortable, feel free to grab it. We'll be in Shavasana for 5 minutes. So once you have what you need, you'll just lay on your back, arms by your sides, palms face the sky. Shavasana is all about relaxing, allowing your body to absorb the practice. You don't need to meditate during Shavasana or anything like that. It's simply a time to relax. Relax that jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. And let the eyes just rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements. Allow the natural breath to take over. Rest in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the space around you, becoming aware of the body. Start to make any subtle movements that feel good, like wiggling those fingers and wiggling the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles and turn that head gently from side to side. Stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Nice full body stretch. And then roll to the right side in the fetal position, and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping the eyes closed if you'd like, you can use those arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. So we're going to do just a quick 1-minute meditation. And I was reading from the book Pieces Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh. And if you're not familiar with Thich Nhat Hanh, he's a Buddhist monk who is nearing the end of his time here on earth. In the Buddhist tradition, they call it, he's transitioning. The latest update was that he is still stable and eating, but his time is getting near. So I wanted us to do just a 1-minute meditation of conscious breathing for Thich Nhat Hanh. So all that we'll do is find a nice, comfortable seat. Bring the hands to the thighs and close your eyes. And all that I want you to do for 1 minute is practice your conscious breathing. So you can either say the whole thing, breathing in, I know that I am breathing in, breathing out, I know that I am breathing out, or simply say to yourself, in and out. So go ahead and close your eyes and start to establish the balanced breath. And you can begin the conscious breathing now. After your next exhale, you can slowly begin to open your eyes. Bring the hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning. Thank you for practicing conscious breathing. And remember that this is now a tool that you have that you can use to bring calm to your body and your mind. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.